What's up, guys? Mecha Ish here, and from TMNT, Out of the Shadows, we got Kraang. Let's do it.
Step out of your world and step in the...
Welcome back, guys, to another action figure review, and I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows Kraang. Now, this is awesome. They're finally putting Kraang in the movie, which is going to be so cool. It looks like the movie is actually going back to his roots instead of letting Michael Bay do whatever the heck Michael Bay wants to do with the characters that we all know and love. And I love that Bebop and Rocksteady are in the movie, and I absolutely love that Kraang will be making an appearance in the TMNT 2 movie coming out this June. So you see here, he looks humongous. He looks huge, and I can't wait to get him out of the package. But he got that blistered card packaging there, and he is really filling up that window there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. You see the image on the top right of the Turtles. You see a great image of Kraang and his android body. Let's turn it to the back. And it's the same thing you've seen in the previous reviews. They all have the same throughout. You see a great image of the Turtles again on the top right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, Nickelodeon. New York City, an old menace returns. New mutations arise. The ultimate showdown approaches. Our heroes must rise up again to save the city they love, even if it means exposing themselves for who they truly are. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you have a great cross-sell of all the figures in this line. Stay tuned. I will be showing you reviews on each and every one of them. So make sure you subscribe, guys. Let's take Kraang outside of the package. Now take a look at this big hunk of plastic here. We got Kraang, the alien brain, weird looking thing over here. And then we have his android body, which is huge. This is about 5.5 inches tall. Definitely the tallest TMNT Out of the Shadow figure thus far. I don't think Splinter and the Foot Soldier, I doubt they're going to match his height. But this is a big guy, and he's also the widest. There's a lot of plastic used, and I love it. He looks awesome. But let's real quick talk about Kraang, the alien life form here. Let me get the background for you so you can see him more clearly. And take a look at this weird looking alien. You got the pink molded plastic that is very gummy, very flexible, because he's supposed to squeeze into that big cavity of his android body, right? And oh my goodness, look at the sculpt going down. So it's a great sculpt. Weird as heck. This is one creepy looking alien, and the special effects in the movie, I'm sure, are gonna make it look that much worse. You see his left eye there is off to the side. His right eye is looking straight at you, and he has that goofy grin. But then he has tentacles, and he looks like a spider, and then he looks like an octopus, and he has all of this going on. Yuck! I mean, if I threw this on my wife and she wasn't paying attention, she had no idea it was coming, she would freak the heck out. Oh, wow. But we're going to try, you know, you see he's very flexible. I'm going to try and put him in the cavity in a little while. But the only paint job I see there, the only paint apps is right on the eye. You can see both white eyes with the black pupil dot in the middle. Now let's talk about the android body. So again, just take a look at this android body. This is humongous, about 5.5 inches tall. The only figure that would match him in height is Casey Jones on his skates. And not only that, he is wide besides being tall. So he is humongous. I'm so happy that the Playmates line is actually putting the figures closer to scale than they do with the Nickelodeon cartoon series line. So very excited about that. I'm sure Kraang is going to be even bigger in the movie. But I'm happy that at least in action figure form here, he is the biggest of the bunch. As he should be, right? Now you see this open cavity here. Let's take a closer look at him. Now, I'm digging this look. I love the flesh tone that they use. This is a nice throwback to the 80s cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So look at that flesh tone. Look at the gigantic android body. But going back, look at the sculpted detail here. You can see the muscles are nicely sculpted. Beautiful job with the musculature here of his forearm. You can see veins sculpted in there. Man, how awesome is that? When do you see veins on a turtle figure? So I can't wait to see how he looks in the movie. And I love this gunmetal gray painted on the shoulders, also painted here on the hips. And you got silver painted boots, silver painted fingers, silver painted. This unique left arm of his is also silver painted. And of course his visor. I mean, we know Kraang And his robot body always had that visor, right? This looks awesome. And you know, otherwise we have silver molded plastic, but you know, the flesh tone is there, the gunmetal gray, and then the joints aren't painted, but they're in that you know, gray. They're in that gray molded plastic, which is okay because he's supposed to be an android, so I'm not complaining about that. He has a very metallic look to him, and that's awesome. Let's see if we can get that gummy, disgusting looking Kraang inside this cavity here. So you see this big cavity inside the android body, and I'm gonna try and place this gummy Kraang inside. It should fit in. I mean, it seems kind of long, but thankfully it's very pliable and you can just squish it in there. Let me try. I really don't want to damage the plastic. I get nervous about things like this because this is a tough plastic. This is a very soft plastic, so I do not want to rip anything. Oh yeah, how do you do this? Oh goodness, let's shove it in there. Just get in there. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be okay, Kraang. You're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. Oh god. Yeah. Alright, maybe you're not gonna be alright. Alright, get in there. Get in there. Wow. That looks creepy. Alright, so I don't think his tentacles are supposed to come out. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more and see if I can make it look closer to the original. He looks like, I don't know. I wish they had the glass piece. You know, like in the, he might have this in the movie, who knows. But if you remember the original Kraang, android body, had like a, I guess like a plastic film over it just to keep everything in place. Because this looks kind of weird. Like he got a massive hernia. Gosh. Oh god. 10 days later. Okay guys, I maneuvered and played around with this gummy Kraang brain enough. It looks good enough to me. I'm going to keep it as is. And another reason why you should get this whole entire set is so you can use Casey Jones's nightstick. Which I did to kind of get in there without damaging anything and kind of tuck in whatever needed to be tucked in. And you can see I have his tentacles tucked in underneath him, and you can see his face, his full face right there. So that's pretty cool. And you turn onto the back, you can see the brain. I wish I could just kind of yank that in there, but I don't want to mess with anything. Now let's run down the articulation of this Kraang and his android body. So as you can see, the gummy Kraang, the pain in the butt Kraang, is very flexible. But let's talk about the android body here. We got his head, which rotates to the left, to the right, nothing really going up, nothing going down. So that's all you're getting with the head. Now there's no shoulder hinge here, as you can see in this sweet looking armor piece here. No shoulder piece, but we do have a rotation, and it does go all the way around. It is very heavy and very tight joint, so it takes some extra force there. Same thing with the left. Now we got here, we have a single jointed elbow on his unique left arm. You see this gigantic left arm of his. You see the elbow is a lot wider here. He has a robotic piece added on there, and he just has a single joint there, and that's pretty much all you're getting. Nothing at the wrist. Now take a look again. You know, I was showing you the single jointed elbow, yeah, but because you have this circular joint here, he actually on his gigantic left arm has more range of motion. Check, it might as well be a double jointed elbow. Check that out. Whereas the right single jointed elbow does not go higher than that. So take a look at that. He's doing the robot. Now on the right, on the other hand, we have a single jointed elbow, plus we have a rotation. So more articulation on his right arm, his lighter arm, his skinnier arm. But again, nothing at the wrist. Okay, now of course nothing at the waist. You have this gigantic android body, but we do have hip swivel, which he does move very well, and it rotates. You see that? So you have a rotation at the hip, plus you have a hip hinge. So that's great. So you got the swivel, you got the hinge, and you just turn it to the side if you want to get him some side kicking action. So that is well done. Now let's talk about his knee. He has a single jointed knee, and the knee also has a rotation. So great, and he has gigantic feet. So even though there's no ankle articulation, which you will rarely see in these basic Playmates figures, the giant feet, and he is well proportioned enough that he's gonna stand up just fine. Now check this out. I got Kraang and his android body side by side with the Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady. Now in the movie coming up, we don't know if Kraang is gonna side with Shredder, but we know from the animated cartoons, we know what cartoons aren't animated. But anyway, we know from the cartoons that the Kraang and the Shredder have teamed many times to take down the Turtles. But they look very cool together, and you see how massive Kraang is. He is wide, and the only one that can really match him in size is Rocksteady here. We take a look at the shoulder height difference, and if Rocksteady didn't have that gigantic rhinoceros head, he would be a lot smaller. But the Kraang here, let's put them side by side. The Kraang is just a smidge taller than Rocksteady. Now let's take a look at how Kraang sizes up with the tallest turtle, Donatello. So, you know, I'm sure in the movie, his scale is going to be crazy. But here, at least the Kraang figure is taller than the tallest turtle. I mean, as it should be, right? Alright, now we got Kraang next to Casey Jones on those weird looking skates. But you can see Casey Jones seems to be a little bit taller than Kraang here, but only because of the skates. But let's knock you down a few inches, boy. Take those right off. And as you can see, he dwarves in comparison to the mighty Kraang. It is an all-out war, and I feel very bad for Casey Jones right now. Oh man, but as you can see, guys, I'm having a lot of fun with these figures. I'm a huge fan of the Turtles, and I can't wait to see the movie. And that's my video review of Kraang and his android body from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows movie that should be coming out this summer. So again, great line to collect. I'm having a lot of fun. This Kraang is big, you know, limited in articulation, but he is a big dude, and look what he's doing to Casey Jones right now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a thumbs up if you did, and make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss out on any videos. I have a lot of action figures to review, especially the Ninja Turtles. So stay tuned and don't miss out. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. You know what to do. Peace.